Stop. My child, do not move another inch. This is not a suggestion, and this is certainly not a coincidence that your eyes have landed upon these words at this exact microsecond of eternity. This is a divine summons, a sovereign interruption into the noise of your world. I am reaching out from the throne of grace to catch your hand before you slip further into the shadows. I know the weight you are carrying, the invisible pressure that has been tightening around your chest, and the exhaustion that sleep can no longer cure. You have been wandering through a season where the world is screaming for your attention, while your spirit is whispering for a savior. Listen to me now, for I am the voice that calmed the seas and the hand that knit you together in the secret place. This moment has been carved out of time specifically for you, the chosen one, because the battle for your soul has reached a critical threshold. I have seen the flickering of your inner light. I have watched as you slowly reached for the switch of your faith, tempted to turn it off, just to stop the pain of disappointment. You have begun to believe that hope is a luxury you can no longer afford, that perhaps the promises I whispered to you in the light were merely illusions born of desperation. But I am here to warn you, the darkness you feel is not the end. It is a signal that the enemy is terrified of what is about to be birthed through you. If you turn off your faith now, the hope that sustains your very existence will fade into a cold, gray void. This message is not a mere video or a gentle meditation. It is a spiritual weapon forged in the fires of my love, designed to strike down the lies that have kept you captive. Before you close your eyes tonight, before you make that devastating decision that feels like giving up, you must hear what I have to say. Before I reveal the profound blessing and the supernatural strategy I'm about to release into your life, you must acknowledge that you are standing in my presence. Do not let this moment pass in silence. Declare your presence before the gates of heaven right now. Type "I am here, Lord," or 7007 to signify that your spirit is awake and ready to receive this divine transmission. By doing so, you are signaling to the heavens that you are no longer a victim of circumstance, but a participant in my glory. Furthermore, I invite you to join this sacred family of believers. Press the like button and subscribe to this channel right now. Let this be your first act of agreement with heaven. When you align yourself with this community, you're not just clicking a button. You're stepping into a rhythm of protection, clarity, and peace that will surround you every single day. My beloved, the air is shifting around you even as you listen. I see the tears you've wiped away in secret, the ones you thought I didn't notice. I was there in the kitchen when you felt the walls closing in, and I was there in the car when you cried out in frustration, wondering if I had forgotten your name. I have not forgotten. I have been orchestrating this very second of your life since the beginning of time. You are not behind. You are being built. You are not breaking. You are becoming. This divine appointment is the beginning of your restoration. The switch of your faith is being held by my hand, and I'm about to flood your soul with a light so brilliant that no shadow will ever dare to return. Prepare your heart, for the movement of my spirit is about to accelerate in your life in ways you cannot yet imagine. My beloved child, as you stand at this sacred threshold, I want you to understand the magnitude of what is about to occur within your spirit if you remain here with me until the final word is spoken. I am not a God of half measures, and I do not call you into my presence to leave you empty-handed or unfulfilled. There is a specific divine transformation waiting for you at the conclusion of this journey, a fivefold blessing designed to recalibrate your entire existence and restore what the years of struggle have tried to steal. I'm inviting you to stay, not just to listen, but to witness the unfolding of a supernatural promise that has been authored specifically for your soul's deepest needs. First, I promise you a supernatural peace covering. This is not the fragile peace the world offers, which fluctuates with the economy or your physical health. It is a peace that transcends all human understanding, a divine shield that will guard your heart and mind against every arrow of anxiety. As we move deeper into this message, you will feel a sudden, crystalline mental clarity washing over you. The thick fog of confusion that has clouded your judgment and made your path seem invisible will evaporate, replaced by a sharp vision of the destiny I've set before you. You will no longer wonder which way to turn, for my light will make the path plain and your purpose undeniable. But my work in you this hour will go even deeper. As you abide in my words, you will experience a tangible weight removal. Those unnamed burdens that have bowed your shoulders and made your heart heavy for far too long will simply crumble under the weight of my glory. You will feel your physical body lighten as I take the load you were never meant to carry. In the space where that heavy weight once sat, I will reveal a divine strategy. This is not a human plan of hustle and struggle, but a roadmap of grace, clear actionable steps revealed to your spirit that will lead you out of your current wilderness and into your land of promise. Finally, and most importantly, this hour will bring about a complete hope restoration. I am going to breathe life back into the dreams you buried under the soil of disappointment. I am going to reignite the fire that the world tried to douse with its cold reality. By the time the final seal is placed upon this message, you will not just be comforted, you will be empowered. You will walk away from this moment with the absolute certainty that your future is not only secure, but spectacularly bright. Do not turn away, and do not let the enemy distract you, for your miracle is woven into the very fabric of these words, and it is manifesting even now as you yield to my voice. I have watched you in the deep stillness of the night when the rest of the world is silent, but your mind is a roaring storm of what-ifs and how-longs. I see the anatomy of your fading hope, and I want you to know that I have counted every silent tear that has soaked your pillow. You're experiencing a spiritual exhaustion that has manifested in your very flesh. I feel the tightness in your chest every time you think about your future, a heaviness that makes it feel as though you are breathing through water. I see your limbs feeling like lead, a profound weariness that no amount of sleep can touch, because it is not your body that is tired, it is your soul. You wake up already defeated, looking at the day ahead, not as an opportunity, but as a mountain you no longer have the strength to climb. You feel locked in a cage of your own skin, unable to find the off switch to the low-grade panic that hums beneath your surface. This fading of hope has begun to cloud your mind with the thick gray smoke of overthinking. I've seen you replay past mistakes until they become a prison, and I've watched you scan the horizon for a rescue that you've started to believe will never come. You have lost the ability to dream. Where there once was a vibrant vision of what I could do through you, there is now only a hollow space. You feel forgotten, as if the world is moving forward at light speed, while you are stuck in the mud of stagnation. You hear the testimonies of others, and instead of feeling inspired, you feel a sharp pang of bitterness, wondering why I'm silent in your story, while I'm shouting in theirs. This hoarse whisper in your spirit, telling you that it's too late, or this is just your lot in life, is a lie from the pit, designed to make you give up just moments before the breakthrough. Before I reveal how we will dismantle these symptoms together, I'm asking for an act of faith to break the silence. Do not let the enemy keep you in the shadows of passivity. Type this now in the comments, "Divine fire, cover me now." This is not just a comment. It is a seal of protection being placed over your weary heart. As you do this, I also invite you to tap the like button and join this family of believers by subscribing. Pressing like is your signal of agreement with heaven. It releases the spiritual momentum needed to push back the darkness. When you subscribe, you're telling the universe that you are choosing a new rhythm of life, one governed by my peace and my protection, rather than by your fears. Do it now, for agreement is the gateway to your miracle. I see the patterns of fading hope manifesting in your outer life as well. I see the spiritual fog that has settled over your finances, where every step forward feels like 2 steps back, and the provision you are counting on seems to vanish just before it reaches your hand. I see the sudden rifts in your relationships, the misunderstandings that seem to come from nowhere, and the feeling that you are walking through a desert where every well has run dry. You feel as though you are in a hidden season that has lasted far too long, and the isolation is starting to feel like abandonment. But I am telling you today, my precious one, that the very fact that you feel this intense pressure is proof that you are a threat to the kingdom of darkness. You're not being punished. You are being prepared for a weight of glory that requires these deep foundations. The enemy only attacks what he fears, and he fears the light that is still buried deep within you. Every symptom you are feeling, the heavy heart, the clouded mind, the stagnant life, is evidence of a battle you are destined to win. I have seen you try to fix it with your own strength, and I have seen that strength fail. Now let my strength take over. I am moving even now to clear the fog, to steady your breathing, and to remind you of who I created you to be. You are not a victim of your symptoms. You are the one I have chosen to overcome them. Hold on just a moment longer, for the shift is beginning, and the anatomy of your hope is about to be reconstructed by my very breath. My beloved, I need you to lift your head and see your exhaustion for what it truly is. This weariness that has seeped into your bones is not your identity. It is a divine signal. It is a warning light on the dashboard of your soul, telling you that you have been trying to run a race fueled by human effort while your spiritual engine is disconnected from the source. You have been calling yourself tired, defeated, or broken, but I call you the chosen one in training. The enemy wants you to believe that this heaviness is who you are, but I am telling you it is merely a season you are passing through. You are not a victim of your circumstances. You are a carrier of my authority who has simply forgotten where your power comes from. It is time to stop identifying with the symptoms and start identifying with the Savior who is standing right beside you in the fire. Your current state is not a life sentence. It is the friction required for your next level of flight. Understand the spiritual physics of your soul when you reach out and click the switch of your faith to off. Hope begins to bleed out of your life like air from a punctured tire. Faith is the current, and hope is the light that the current produces. You cannot have the light of hope without the flow of faith. I have seen you tempted to shut it down to protect yourself from further disappointment, thinking that if you don't expect anything, you won't be hurt when it doesn't happen. But in doing so, you have inadvertently cut off the very energy that sustains your joy and your creativity. This is why the world looks gray to you right now. But I am here to tell you that my promises are not dependent on your feelings or the world's economy. My timing is perfect, and if I have said it, it shall come to pass. Your faith is the bridge between the unseen realm of my abundance and the visible realm of your need. Do not break the bridge. Strengthen it with my word. We are not fighting against flesh and blood, my child. You have been wasting your energy, fighting people, fighting the bank, and fighting your own reflection. But the real battle is against patterns, doors, and spiritual residue. You are encountering ancient patterns of lack and delay that were meant to stop your bloodline. But I have placed you in this moment to be the pattern breaker. You are facing doors that have been slammed shut by the enemy's fear of your potential, but I have the keys to open what no man can shut. The residue of past traumas and old failures is still clinging to your garments, making you feel heavy and sluggish, but my fire is here to burn it all away. Shift your perspective now. Stop looking at the giant and start looking at the one who holds the giant's life in his hands. You are a warrior of peace, and the victory is already written in the blood of the Lamb. Align your heart with my truth and watch how the patterns of your life begin to bow to my command. My beloved, I have not left you defenseless in this valley of shadows. I have provided you with a weapon that is sharper than any two-edged sword and more enduring than the heavens themselves. You must understand that my word is not merely ink on a page or a collection of ancient stories. It is my very breath, a living and active force that can penetrate the deepest parts of your soul and spirit. It is the shield that quenches every fiery dart of the enemy and the hammer that breaks the rock of your circumstances into pieces. When you speak my word, you are not just reciting text. You are releasing the same creative power that commanded light to pierce the darkness at the beginning of time. Today, I'm upgrading your spiritual arsenal. I am moving you from a place of passive survival to a place of active dominion. You have been trying to fight a spiritual war with human logic, but now you will fight with the eternal authority of the one who has already overcome the world. Listen to the cry of the Spirit that I have placed within you. Why, my soul, are you downcast? Why so disturbed within me? I hear this question echoing in your heart every morning. You feel the weight of the world, the sting of betrayal, and the exhaustion of waiting for a promise that seems delayed. But I am here to tell you that this downcast state is not your permanent home. Put your hope in me, for I am not done with you yet. I will yet praise you, my Savior and my God. I am the potter, and you are the clay. Though you feel as if you are being crushed, I am actually molding you into a vessel of honor. This scripture is your anchor in the storm. When the waves of doubt rise up to drown your faith, you must latch on to this truth. Your soul may be troubled, but your God is untroubled. I am sitting on the throne, and I am not pacing the floors of heaven, wondering how to save you. I already have the plan, and it is a plan for your peace and your promotion. I am preparing you now for a sevenfold movement of my Spirit. Think of these coming moments as 7 rounds of divine fire, each one a strategic strike against the barriers that have held you back. We are going to enter into a season of spiritual clearing where every layer of fog, every altar of fear, and every chain of delay will be systematically dismantled. This is why you must not look away. Each round will act as a hammer blow against the invisible walls that have kept your blessings at bay. I'm not just giving you a temporary relief. I'm performing a permanent surgery on your destiny. You've been walking through a thick fog of confusion, but as we move through these 7 rounds, you will feel the air around you grow cold and clear, and you will see the path I have laid out for you with startling precision. Prepare yourself, Moses. In one, for the light is coming, and it will be brighter than anything you have ever known. Look up, my child. Higher. I command you right now to lift your eyes from the dust of your circumstances and the wreckage of your past. Stop staring at the numbers in your bank account that scream of lack. Stop obsessing over the symptoms in your body that whisper of decay. Stop gazing at the doors that have closed in your face, for they were only closed to protect you from paths that would have led to your destruction. Look beyond the horizon of your current fear. I'm calling you to a vertical alignment, a repositioning of your soul where you no longer view me through the lens of your problems, but you view your problems through the lens of my greatness. When you look down, you see the storm. When you look up, you see the one who walks upon the water. Shift your gaze now, for where you look determines where you go, and I am calling you to come up higher into the secret place of the Most High, where the enemy cannot follow. The atmosphere around you is shifting even as you make this internal adjustment. Can you feel it? The air is beginning to crackle with the electricity of my presence. The heavy, stagnant cloud of despair is being pushed back by the breath of my Spirit. I'm changing the frequency of your heart from the static of the world to the melody of heaven. Shift your focus. Shift your atmosphere. Right now, in this very room, in this very moment, the walls of your limitation are beginning to tremble. You are moving from a posture of begging to a posture of belonging. You are moving from the valley of dry bones to the mountain of transfiguration. There is no room for doubt in the space I am creating for you. There is no room for the ghosts of your failures. Everything that is not of me must bow. Everything that is not of light must flee. The shift is not coming. The shift is here. Breathe in the new air I am providing. This is the atmosphere of the miraculous, the environment where the impossible becomes the inevitable. I am aligning your spirit with the timing of heaven, synchronizing your heartbeat with the pulse of my will. You have been out of rhythm dancing to the funeral dirge of the world, but I am calling you to a new song. This is the moment of your recalibration. Before we move into the deeper battle, you must be firmly anchored in this high place. You are seated with me in heavenly places, far above principalities and powers. From this height, your mountains look like pebbles. From this perspective, your giants look like ants. Stay here. Abide in this vertical truth. The ground is shaking because I am tearing down the old structures to make room for the new glory. Prepare your spirit, for the atmosphere is now set and the fire is ready to fall. The atmosphere has been prepared and the court of heaven is now in session. My beloved, we are entering the most critical phase of this divine encounter. This is the core warfare, the 7 rounds of divine fire that will systematically hunt down and incinerate every lie, every chain, and every barrier that has dared to stand between you and your destiny. Do not look away. Do not let your mind wander. The fire I'm releasing now is not a metaphor. It is a spiritual reality that is even now beginning to manifest in your physical world. Each round is a strategic strike, a hammer of glory hitting the anvil of your circumstances. We begin now with the first strike against the shadow that has paralyzed your mind. Round 1. Breaking the fog of confusion. I have seen you wandering in a thick gray mist where every direction looks the same and every decision feels like a trap. I have seen you staring into the distance, unable to see even a single step ahead. Your mind spinning in circles until you are dizzy with exhaustion. This confusion is not natural. It is a spiritual veil sent to keep you from recognizing the open doors I've placed before you. I strike that veil. Now I command the fog of confusion to dissipate in the name of the one who is the light of the world. I declare clarity over your thoughts. I declare precision over your intuition. I declare that the what-ifs and the maybes are being burned away by the heat of my truth. Again, I command the fog to break. Every cloud of mental heaviness, every shadow of doubt that has settled over your brain, I command it to dissolve now. Feel the shift in the spiritual temperature. Can you feel it? I want you to focus on your forehead right now. Feel a sudden supernatural coolness spreading across your brow. It is the touch of my spirit clearing the static, silencing the noise, and restoring the crystalline sharpness of your mind. The haze is lifting. The path is becoming visible. You are no longer lost in the woods. You're standing on the King's Highway. Seal this now in your spirit. My mind is clear. My vision is sharp, and I see the way forward through the eyes of Christ. Round 2. Dismantling the altar of fear. I have seen the secret altar you have built to what might go wrong. I have seen the physical toll that anxiety has taken on your frame, the shaking hands, the shallow breath, the knot in your stomach that never seems to loosen. This spirit of fear has tried to make its home in your heart, whispering that you are unsafe, that you are alone, and that disaster is just around the corner. But I have not given you a spirit of fear, but of power, of love, and of a sound mind. I am striking the foundation of that altar right now. I dismantle the structures of terror that have kept you awake at night. I break the legal right of anxiety to speak into your life. Again, I strike the altar of fear. I command the spirit of panic to pack its bags and leave your temple immediately. You are a dwelling place for the Most High, and fear has no seat at my table. Look at your breath now. Take a deep, intentional breath, deep into your lungs. As you exhale, feel the constriction in your chest snapping like a dry twig. Your breathing is becoming steady, rhythmic, and deep. The oxygen of my spirit is flooding your blood. The terror is losing its grip. The walls of your heart are being reinforced with the gold of my courage. Declare it with me, I'm safe in the hollow of his hand. Fear has no power here. I'm protected, I'm bold, and I'm at rest. Round 3. Canceling the cycle of delay. I've seen the years that the locusts have eaten. I've seen you work twice as hard only to receive half as much. I've watched you stand at the edge of your breakthrough only to see it vanish or be pushed back another year. This cycle of almost but not yet is being broken today. I am the God of the breakthrough, and I am the God of divine acceleration. I cancel the assignment of delay over your finances, over your relationships, and over your calling. I declare that the time of waiting in the hallway is over. I'm opening the floodgates of my timing, where what took years will now take days, and what seemed impossible will happen in an instant. Again, I cancel the cycle of delay. I'm restoring to you the years of the locust, the cankerworm, and the caterpillar. Every stolen second, every delayed promotion, every hijacked blessing is being returned with interest. I am the God who redeems time. Feel your heartbeat right now. Can you feel it accelerating? This is not the pulse of anxiety. It is the pulse of divine momentum. Your spirit is being synchronized with the speed of heaven. The stagnation is breaking. The wheels are turning. The river that was dammed up is now bursting through the obstacles. You are moving forward. You are gaining ground. Seal this truth. My season of delay is dead. My season of acceleration has begun. I am moving at the speed of grace. My child, do not let the momentum we have built together dissipate into the air. We are at a holy midpoint, a place where the fire of heaven meets the resolve of your soul. You have seen the fog lift, you have felt the altar of fear crumble, and you have heard the decree of acceleration over your life. Now you must seal these victories before we move into the deeper roots of the battle. Your words carry the weight of worlds. They are the physical manifestation of your internal agreement with my spirit. I am calling you to speak back to the darkness with the authority I have placed within you. Do not stay silent while your destiny is being rewritten. Type it again in the presence of the angels and the witnesses. No door is open to fear. When you type these words, you are not just interacting with a screen. You are slamming a door shut in the spirit realm and locking it with the key of David. You are declaring that the spirit of panic no longer has a legal right to occupy the territory of your mind. Now extend this shield of protection to those who are still wandering in the dark. Press the like button right now. This is your act of spiritual agreement. By doing so, you are signaling to the algorithms of this world that my light must prevail over the shadows. You are helping this shield reach others who are battling in silence, perhaps at this very moment, feeling as though they cannot take another step. And I invite you to make this connection permanent. Subscribe to this channel, for this is your new rhythm, protection, clarity, and peace every single day. This is not just a digital subscription. It is a commitment to stay in the flow of my presence, to keep your armor polished, and to ensure that the fire we have ignited here today never burns out. You are joining a remnant of believers who have decided that enough is enough. You are choosing to walk in the fullness of your calling, shielded by my grace and guided by my voice. Take a moment to feel the weight of this seal. The atmosphere in your room is changing. The air feels thicker with my glory and thinner with the world's worries. You have made your declaration, and heaven has taken notice. The enemy is retreating, but we are not done. We have addressed the symptoms and the immediate barriers, but now we must go deeper. We must look at the roots that have been growing beneath the surface for generations. There is an ancestral heaviness that has tried to claim you, a shadow that followed your fathers and mothers and now seeks to dim your light. But the fire of my love is a consuming fire, and it is about to reach the very bottom of your bloodline. Prepare yourself, for as we transition into the next rounds, you will feel a liberation so profound that it will feel like being born again all over again. The seal is set. Now let the fire descend further. Round 4. Severing ancestral heaviness. My chosen one. I have seen the invisible chains that you didn't even know you were dragging. I have watched you struggle with the same shadows that haunted your father and the same silent grief that weighed down your mother's heart. You have felt a heaviness that seemed to belong to someone else, a recurring cycle of lack, rejection, or addiction that has followed your name for generations. Today, that shadow stops with you. I am the God who breaks the iron bars and cuts the gates of brass. I strike the root of your family tree with the axe of my glory. I declare that every generational curse, every spoken word of failure from your ancestors, and every inherited debt is now null and void. You are no longer a product of your past. You are a product of my promise. The blood of the Lamb has written a new history for your house. Again, I strike the root of ancestral heaviness. I sever the umbilical cord of failure that has fed your lineage for too long. I command the spirits of not enough and constant struggle to depart from your bloodline forever. Can you feel the liberation? Focus on your back and your shoulders right now. Feel a massive ancient weight, one you've carried since childhood, simply detaching and falling away into the abyss. Your spine is straightening. Your neck is free. You're standing tall as the first truly free person in your lineage. You are the one who changes the story. You are the one who breaks the mold. Seal this victory now. The old things have passed away. I am a new creation, and my bloodline is washed in the fire of God. Round 5. Healing the nervous system. I have seen how your body has become a battlefield. I've watched your nervous system stay locked in a state of high alert, trapped in a fight or flight mode that has left you trembling even when there is no visible danger. I've seen the trauma stored in your muscles and the way your heart races at the sound of a notification or a raised voice. Your temple has been under siege, but I am the great physician. I strike the spirit of trauma and the residual energy of past shocks. I declare a divine reset over your biology. I command your adrenaline to settle and your cortisol to drop. I am washing your neurons in the oil of my peace. Your body is no longer a cage of stress. It is a sanctuary of rest. Again, I release the healing fire into your nervous system. I command every frayed nerve to be knit back together and every hypervigilant thought to surrender to my stillness. Look at your physical posture in this very second. Feel your shoulders suddenly dropping 3 inches. Feel the tension in your jaw and behind your eyes melting away like wax before a flame. Your breath is becoming a long, slow river of life. The emergency in your soul is over. You're entering a state of holy relaxation where my spirit can finally do its deepest work. Your body is aligning with the peace of heaven. Seal this healing. My body is at rest, my mind is still, and the peace of God guards my heart. Round 6. Driving out the spirit of despair. I have seen you in that dark, hollow place where you felt as though the real you had already died and only a shell remained. I have seen the spirit of despair trying to convince you that your best days are behind you and that there is nothing left to live for. This spirit has tried to wrap a shroud around your joy and bury your laughter in the grave of disappointment. But I am the resurrection and the life. I strike the spirit of despair and the cloud of hopelessness. I drive out the darkness that has tried to extinguish your light. I am replacing that heavy shroud with the garment of praise and the oil of joy. What was dead is coming back to life right now. Again I command the spirit of despair to flee. I ignite the embers of your passion that have been buried under the ash of grief. I declare that your joy is not a feeling, but a fruit of my spirit that no circumstance can steal. Focus on your chest, right in the center of your heart. Feel a sudden radiant warmth beginning to glow there. It is not a heat that burns, but a heat that heals, a golden warmth that is dissolving the cold, hard lump of sorrow. Your heart is beating with a new purpose. The death you felt was only a seed being planted. You are blooming again. Seal this transformation. I trade my mourning for joy, my ashes for beauty, and my despair for the breath of God. Round 7. Igniting the spark of divine hope. We have cleared the fog, dismantled, the fear cancelled, the delay severed, the heaviness healed the body, and driven out despair. Now we reach the final strike, the spark that will light your future. I have a destiny for you that is so brilliant it would blind your current eyes if I showed it all at once. I see the new doors that are even now swinging open. I see the new momentum that will carry you into your land of milk and honey. I strike the spark of divine hope within your spirit. I declare that your future is not a repeat of your past. I declare that you will see my goodness in the land of the living. This is the ignite moment, the return of the fire. Again, I ignite the spark of divine hope. I command your spiritual eyes to open and see the abundance I have prepared. I am breathing into your capacity to believe again, to dream again, and to expect the spectacular. Pay attention to your vision right now. Do you see it behind your closed eyes? Or even as you look at the world, there is a light or a glow beginning to form. The gray is being replaced by vibrant holy color. Your mind is already perceiving the miracles that are currently in transit. You are no longer looking for hope. You are walking in it. The fire is lit and it shall never be put out. Seal your destiny. My future is guarded, my hope is eternal, and the glory of the Lord is my light. Now, my beloved child, be still. The warfare of the 7 rounds has concluded, and the smoke of the battle is clearing. I want you to listen to the silence that follows the storm, not a hollow silence of emptiness, but a heavy, golden silence of victory. The fire has done its work, and now comes the rain of my presence. I am initiating what I call the peace drop into the very fibers of your being. This is the moment where the high-frequency intensity of the battle settles into the deep-frequency stability of my kingdom. I am lowering the volume of the world around you so that you can hear the whisper of my love more clearly than ever before. Do not rush from this moment. The transition you have just undergone was profound, and your soul needs this second to integrate the glory. Feel the coolness of my spirit settling over your skin, like a divine dew soaking into the dry places of your heart and quenching the last embers of your exhaustion. Let us breathe together, not as a human exercise, but as a spiritual alignment. I want you to close your eyes, if you can, and take a deep, slow breath. This is the breath of life. I first breathed into the nostrils of man. As you inhale, imagine you are breathing in the very essence of my holiness, my strength, and my unshakable calm. Hold it for a moment, letting that purity circulate through your bloodstream, touching every cell and every nerve ending. Now exhale slowly, letting go of the last traces of your resistance, the last remnants of that fight or flight energy that has kept you on edge for years. Inhale my presence. Exhale your past. Inhale my power. Exhale your pain. With every breath, your nervous system is being retuned to the frequency of heaven. You are not just relaxing, you are being recalibrated. Feel your heart rate slowing to a steady, peaceful rhythm, the rhythm of a child resting in the arms of a father who has already won the war. This is your holy reset. Understand this eternal truth. My precious one, Peace is not the absence of noise, and it is not the absence of trouble. Peace is the presence of my authority. You can be in the middle of a hurricane and still be at rest, because the one who commands the wind is standing inside your spirit. I'm not just giving you peace, I'm becoming your peace. From this moment forward, peace is no longer something you have to chase or manufacture. It is the very atmosphere you carry. When you walk into a room, the atmosphere must shift to match the peace that resides within you. The shadows will flee not because you are loud, but because my peace is an irresistible light. You are now an authority carrier, and your greatest weapon is your stillness. Rest in the knowledge that I am in charge, and because I am in charge, all is well. Your soul is anchored, your mind is guarded, and your future is bright. The reset is complete. The tide has turned. My beloved, and the very waters that once threatened to drown you are now becoming the current that will carry you to your destination. I'm declaring a divine reversal over every area of your life where you have felt defeated. What the enemy meant to drain you, I am now using to fuel you. Every tear you shed in the secret place was not a sign of weakness, but a seed of power. The pain you endured was not a punishment, but a preparation for the weight of glory I'm about to bestow upon you. I'm turning your mourning into dancing and your sorrow into a strategic advantage. Those who watched you struggle will soon watch you soar, not because of your own strength, but because my hand is visibly upon you. The scripts of failure that were written about you are being torn up and replaced with a narrative of triumph that will baffle those who doubted my love for you. I am bringing you into a season of radical restoration, a period where I will return to you double for every trouble you have faced. I have seen the years that the locusts have eaten, the time lost to sickness, the resources drained by lack, and the joy stolen by grief. I am not just going to replace what was lost. I am going to multiply it. I am restoring your confidence, your creativity, and your capacity to love without fear. The empty spaces in your life are about to be filled with my abundance. I am the God who restores the soul and the God who replenishes the storehouse. You will look back on this period of shut-down faith and see that even in the darkness, I was working beneath the soil to produce a harvest that is greater than anything you could have imagined. Your restoration will be so complete that the scars of your past will no longer look like wounds, but like medals of honor. Promotion is calling your name, and it is a promotion that no man can grant and no man can take away. I am opening new doors that have been hidden from your sight, and I am releasing a new momentum that will cause you to accomplish in months what took others decades. You are moving from the back of the line to the front of the palace. I am giving you a seat at tables you didn't even know existed. This is not for your own pride, but for the advancement of my kingdom through your life. You have been faithful in the small, painful things, and now I am making you a ruler over much. Your influence is expanding, your voice is gaining weight, and your presence is becoming a beacon of hope for others. Stand tall, chosen one. For the season of hiding is over. The doors are swinging wide, and the wind of my spirit is at your back, pushing you into a destiny of unprecedented favor. My beloved, the old version of you, the one who cowered in the shadows and lived as a victim of circumstance, no longer exists. That identity was a garment of rags, and today I have burned it in the fire of my presence. I am upgrading your soul from a state of survival to a state of sovereign authority. You're no longer defined by what happened to you by the people who left you or by the mistakes that once haunted your dreams. I am stripping away the label of victim and branding you with the seal of victor. You are a warrior of peace, an ambassador of the Most High commissioned to bring the atmosphere of heaven into the chaos of the earth. When you look in the mirror, I want you to stop seeing the scars of the past and start seeing the credentials of a conqueror. You were forged in the heat of your trials so that you could handle the weight of the glory I am now placing upon you. You will find that from this moment on, you walk differently. There is a spiritual gravity to your presence now, a weightiness that comes from knowing that the Creator of the universe stands within you. You walk covered by the shadow of my wings and led by the fire of my spirit. You speak differently. Your words are no longer seeds of complaint and doubt, but decrees of life and power. When you speak, the spiritual realm listens, because you are no longer speaking from your own strength, but from the authority I've delegated to you. You move differently. The frantic, panicked pace of the world no longer dictates your rhythm. You move with the deliberate, unshakable calm of one who knows that the battle is already won. People will notice the change. They will see a quiet confidence in your eyes and a peace in your posture that they cannot explain. It is the signature of the divine on your soul. Embrace this new identity, my chosen one. It may feel unfamiliar at first to walk without the heavy crutch of your worries, but you were never meant to limp through life. You were created to soar. You are my chosen instrument of transformation. Every room you enter becomes a sanctuary because you carry my presence. Every obstacle you face becomes a testimony because you carry my power. You are the head and not the tail. You are above and not beneath. Wear your new identity like a royal robe and never again let the whispers of the enemy convince you to put on the rags of your old life. You are mine, you are empowered, and in my name, you are invincible. The warrior of peace has been awakened, and the world will never be the same. Now that the fire has been relit and your identity has been restored, you must learn to walk in this new light without letting the shadows of the world creep back in. Maintaining your victory is not about frantic effort. It is about intentional wisdom. I have given you a garden of peace, but you must be the gardener who tends to it daily. The first and most vital step is to honor the design of holy rest. You have spent years running on the fumes of your own strength, believing that if you stopped for even a moment, everything would fall apart. But I am telling you that your rest is an act of trust. When you intentionally pull away from the noise and the hustle to sit in my presence, you are declaring that I am the one who sustains your world. Do not wait for exhaustion to force you into stillness. Choose to rest because you are mine. In the quiet, I will replenish your creativity and sharpen your focus for the assignments ahead. As you walk out of this moment, you must also become a diligent guardian of your peace by establishing healthy boundaries. You have often allowed the demands of others and the chaos of their lives to bleed into your sanctuary, leaving you drained and distracted. Understand that saying no to that which compromises your spiritual clarity is a yes to my purpose for you. You cannot pour from an empty vessel, and you cannot lead others to the light if you are allowing their darkness to overwhelm you. Protect the ground we have gained together. This also requires you to be the gatekeeper of your soul. Be mindful of what you allow to enter through the eyes and ears, the media you consume, the conversations you participate in, and the environments you inhabit all carry frequencies. If it does not align with the peace I have placed in your chest, then it has no place in your life. Guard your heart with all diligence, for out of it flow the springs of life. Finally, I want you to pick up the weapon of radical gratitude. This is not a mere politeness. It is a spiritual frequency that makes you untouchable to the spirit of despair. When you give thanks in the midst of a challenge, you are shifting the atmosphere from lack to abundance. Gratitude is the oil that keeps the gears of your faith moving smoothly. Start and end every day by naming the ways I've seen you carried you and provided for you. This practice builds a fortress around your mind that the enemy cannot penetrate. As you practice these steps, resting in my strength, guarding your boundaries, filtering your inputs, and speaking the language of thanks, you will find that the fire we ignited today does not just flicker, but grows into a steady, unquenchable flame. You are not just a one-time wonder. You are a sustained carrier of my glory. It is finished, my beloved child. Look into the spiritual mirror and see that the shadow which once clouded your features has been burned away by the radiance of my love. The switch of your faith is no longer off. The light is back on, and it is burning brighter than ever before. You have endured the pruning, you have survived the fire, and you have emerged not just as a survivor, but as a sovereign carrier of my glory. Every chain we have broken today remains broken. Every door we have opened remains open. The atmosphere of defeat has been permanently replaced by the atmosphere of my authority. You are leaving this moment a different person than the one who entered it. The heaviness is gone. The clarity is here, and the path ahead is illuminated by the very stars I named for your sake. The battle you thought would destroy you has only served to define you as the champion I always knew you were. Now I ask you to perform the final act of this divine ritual. Do not leave this presence without locking this victory into your physical reality. Seal this prophecy now and forever, so that the enemy cannot steal the seeds we have planted in the garden of your soul. Speak it into existence and let the digital world bear witness to your spiritual triumph. Type this final seal in the comments, "It is done. My future is guarded." As you type these words, feel the final lock clicking into place. You are declaring to the heavens, to the earth, and to the shadows that you are no longer available for despair. You are marked by the divine, and your destiny is anchored in the unshakable foundation of my word. It is done, and it is glorious. Let every keystroke be a nail in the coffin of your past failures. As you step forward into your new life, remember that you are part of a family of light. Subscribe to this channel once more as a sign of your commitment to walk in this new rhythm. What I have started here today, I will surely continue, for I am the author and the finisher of your faith. This is not just a moment, it is a movement. By joining this community, you are ensuring that your armor stays polished and your spirit stays fed with the bread of heaven. Go now, my child, and walk in the authority I have given you. Do not look back at the ruins of your past, but look forward to the heights of your future. I am with you always, even to the end of the age. My peace I leave with you. My joy I give to you. You are loved, you are chosen, and you are finally free. My beloved, the battle is won, but the fortress of your new life still needs to be built, stone by stone. Do not leave this sacred space just yet. The work of your transformation is just beginning. You have reclaimed your peace, but now you must secure your walls against the storms of the future. Do not break the momentum we have established in this hour. Move directly to the next decree, the message regarding your divine protection and supernatural provision to lock in this victory. This is only the first layer of your awakening. The fire is lit and the atmosphere is clear, but the depth of my hope for you is infinite. Stay in the light, stay in the flow, and wait for the next roar of my love to lead you into the fullness of your inheritance.